Subscribe to the Donnie Houston podcast, man. So, what did you end up going to jail for?
Possession with intent to distribute.
So, did you start trying to hustle after you were like, man, I'm gonna get away from Molly Mall. I'm gonna just do this, or like, what is?
No. I had a charge that I went to jail for whenever I was super young, and when I was recruited by Molly, he told me not to come back and check into my PO. He said he had a dream team of attorneys and they would get me out of any trouble. And basically from that point on, I was on the run. And that was another reason why he was able to kind of keep me around, because he knew my secret.
When you live on the run, I'm your protection, you know.
Whatever. Yeah, when you live on the run, you can't just tell everybody you live on the run. So I was living like a double oppressed life. Mm-hmm. Being on the run from a felony and being at the hands of a pimp.
So how they end up catching you though?
One of his assistants set me up with the police in Chicago on a prostitution raid.
Wait, what? I don't think you had ever told me this. This is some wild ass shit.
Yeah, one of his assistants was mad, and she set me up on a prostitution sting in Chicago. So the unders came, like a white man came and got down to his underwear and was like, you know, I'm the police. And I was like, fuck, I'm going to prison. And like the end.
Get the fuck out of here. Wow. So, damn. What was her reasoning for wanting to do that to you, though?
I don't know. She was a crazy person. She was a very controlling, crazy person.
Damn. Okay, so what happens when you get out?
When I got out, I went right back to him because that was all I knew.
You went back to Molly? Mm-hmm. After he set you up, basically?
Yeah. I was so programmed to being his. That's all I knew. So I went right back.
So how was it when you went back? Was it better or worse than last time, than the original time?
It was just the same. And I think it was triggering because I think prison gave me a time to breathe. So it was triggering. And I ended up blowing up for good. Like leaving for good.
What does that look like? Like leaving Molly Wild?
Well, at this point I was like a little smarter. So I would stash money and I asked him to give me money to go back home for Christmas. I just got out of prison. And he's Muslim and he said no. And I was able to fight like the fact that I just did all this time. I wanted to go home for Christmas. So he gave me $8,000 and I went away and he knew I wasn't coming back. So they called me 77 times on Christmas. And when I would answer, they would just laugh like a scary movie doll. Mm-hmm. Like a creepy laugh. And over and over and over. Like I would have to like hang up.
Sounds crazy. Okay, so you go home, you got $8,000, you got the little money you saved up as well. What are we doing? How do you end up getting back into that?
I was independent for a while. So I think even though I was independent and even though I was making a shit ton of money and living the high life.
Are you independent still doing sex work or are you independent?
Doing sex work, yes. I was working at strip clubs, doing sex work. And then I went to New York City and worked for escort services and still worked for Molly, but I wasn't his girl anymore.
So how does that work? What do you mean you work for him but you're not your girl?
He just made a 50-50 deal.
Oh, you were that cold? He had to keep you. Or was it you saying,
I think it was both. I think I was codependent and I think he wanted the control still.
But then you end up getting with this guy who becomes your boyfriend, though.
The boyfriend pimp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the Donnie Houston podcast, man.